If you had to guess which 10 fashion brands were the most valuable in the world right now, which ones would come to mind first? Maybe you'd pick Nike based on the sportswear giant's dominance across multiple industry segments, or perhaps Gucci, another powerful brand but one that charges much more for its products. Today, with the help of Brand Finance's latest report, we'll be taking a closer look at the top 10 apparel brands ranked as the most valuable in the world this year. The rankings are based on Brand Finance's in-house valuation methodology which, to put in simple terms, doesn't base a brand's value solely on revenues, but also considers the brand's strength and royalty rate. I'm not going to bore you with all the calculation details, but if you would like to learn more about the valuation method, you can do so using the link to the report which is in the description. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started with the rankings. Sitting in the number 10 spot with a brand value of approximately 11.9 billion USD is Hermès. The French luxury goods maker, well known for its bags and accessories, has a loyal customer base full of shoppers who have no issue spending a few thousand at once. Prior to the current public health situation, Hermès was continuing to expand internationally, an expansion that included the opening of its first ever store in Poland late last year. Next up, in 9th place with a brand value of 12.8 billion USD is the Japanese retailer Uniqlo. The fast retailing subsidiary has a robust supply chain that supports the production of quality, affordable clothing for all ages and genders. Collaborations with the likes of Kors that had fans going crazy, or longer-term deals such as the partnership with tennis superstar Roger Federer have both added greatly to the brand's value. The business had hoped to be the world's largest clothing retailer by the end of 2020 through increased sales in the US and China, but due to the current circumstances, this is unlikely. Ranked in 8th place, Chanel is another high-end French brand that features on this year's list. The business has continued to have a dominant presence in the luxury market across multiple divisions, including but not limited to leather goods, fragrances, and jewelry. Still privately owned, the brand isn't legally required to reveal its revenues, but the last time it did, which wasn't too long ago, total sales exceeded 11 billion USD, and with figures like that, it would be hard to argue against their inclusion on the list. Ranked 7th and 6th in this year's most valuable apparel brands list are H&M and Zara respectively. The fast fashion giants, which rely on using trend replication and rapid production to bring inexpensive styles to consumers, have fallen a combined 7 places from the 2019 finishes. As with all brands in the industry, the recent store closures and customers staying at home have negatively affected profits, but the future of fast fashion in particular has come under intense scrutiny. As markets gradually regain some kind of normality, both H&M and Zara will be focused on reaching their previous levels of financial success. Now we move into the top 5, and in that number 5 spot is Cartier. The French manufacturer and designer of jewelry and watches has been valued at just over an impressive $15 billion this year, up 10% from last year's valuation. Also French and finishing one spot above Cartier is Louis Vuitton, valued at almost $16.5 billion. Before economies began to shut down, LV was enjoying another extremely successful year. The brand opened new boutiques, had a new factory opened by US President Donald Trump, and presented another well-received runway show courtesy of Virgil Abloh. The brand's success was also a driving factor behind its parent company's share price reaching an all-time high back in January. Next up, and only just managing to hang on to its 3rd place finish, is Adidas. Brand Finance's report summarizes the German sportswear brand's performance over the last 12 months as average relative to that of its biggest rival. In 2020, its first quarter performance fell far short of analyst expectations, but the sheer size and strength of the brand means that it still ranks highly on the list. In 2nd place, moving up 3 places, is Gucci with an estimated value of $17.6 billion. Not many would have expected the Italian luxury brand to be the runner-up on this list, especially as its yearly sales growth has dropped from the astronomical levels seen a few years ago. Despite the drop, the current growth rate is still impressive for a business of Gucci's size, and Brand Finance's calculations place the brand firmly in the number 2 spot. Finally, way out in front and claiming the title of the world's most valuable apparel brand for the 6th consecutive year is Nike, and judging by the difference in brand value between 2nd and 1st place, it doesn't look like the title is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. The sports giant has focused on implementing a distribution strategy, drastically reducing the number of retailers selling its products, with the aim of regaining control over the brand-customer relationship and improving profit margins. The company's dealings in the professional sports world, along with regular and exclusive sneaker releases, continue to add value to the brand. Those were 2020's top 10 most valuable apparel brands. If a brand you thought would be on the list didn't quite make it, be sure to check out the full top 50 list, which I'll leave a link to in the description. I've also added links to previous videos you might find interesting as well. But anyway, if you've made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned.